This is the Life of Vive podcast. We're here to teach you how to live the life of Vive.
Vive is the name Christian and I were given to call the abundant energy source that we channel. The word Vive means lively or full of life, and that is what we want for you. To live an abundant life you're excited to wake up to. And so, after channeling Vive for over 7 years, we thought it was about time that we start sharing the wealth. Welcome to the Life of Vive podcast. We are interrupting our little hopscotching mini-series.
Or are we?
Or are we? For a coronavirus update from Vive, straight from Spirit. So if this is the first time you're listening to our podcast, I'm Lauren and this is Christian.
Well, I'm Vive, being channeled by Christian.
And Vive is the unique group of spirits that Christian and I channel.
You tout us too many, darling. Thank you. We are very much in the blushing sorts of the spirit.
Yes. Well, so we channel Vive straight from Spirit, and we have been doing so for
quite a long time.
Almost 10 years. And they are a wealth of knowledge, information, and wisdom. They also are a bit sassy and straight shooters. So
like the wild, wild west.
They are not always politically correct.
Never of the sorts.
But regardless, information that they have to offer is always incredibly beneficial and revelatory.
We like to shoot right through the heart.
Yes, that is what you guys do.
Of the matter.
So that's exactly what we're doing on this episode about the coronavirus and how our world is reacting to the coronavirus and why this is even happening in our world right now. So please stay tuned and we hope you enjoy this episode. If you do, please like our podcast, follow us so that you can receive information on when our next episode is available. You also can find us on social media at Life of Vive. We're on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
Basically anything Life of Vive at Life of Vive.
Everything's at Life of Vive, including YouTube. And I
think pretty soon we'll be on Tesla's satellites or whatnot, or SpaceX.
Well, that would be awesome.
Life of Vive, on Mars or something.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
And we always like to hear from you. So please leave us some comments or send us an email at info@lifeofvive.com. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Sally, tschüss.
Welcome, Vive. Thank you for joining us.
Don't you wish those motorcycles were gone?
So much so.
Aren't they annoying? We can put this in the podcast. All you motorcyclists out there, your noise is annoying. I'm sorry to say. Think about other people. And this is what the podcast and this season is about in this time and spaces. You must think about other people. That's right. Think about others, other people. When you're standing in line, where you're standing in line, how you're walking, where you're walking, what you're touching, who you're what are touching, or how you're touching it. Think about others, and yourself, of course. Most importantly, you must think about everyone, but you think about yourself, and you are part of everyone. You step outside yourself, you will see that you are a vast majority of other people. You're part of the human race. You're one of billions. You must think about others as yourself and yourself as others. That's how we look at you. That's how everyone else looks at you. That's how everyone looks at everyone. Have some consideration for others, for other people. Whether you're too noisy or too loud, too proud, too anything. Think about it for a second. Just have some compassion and consideration for others. If everyone did this, the world would be a much happier, better place, much more wondrous place.
Well, I think people are being forced to do that right now. whether
not.
they like it or not, because of the coronavirus.
That's what we're speaking of. Right now, you have to step aside and think about, what are you spreading? What are we spreading? What are you taking in? What are your contagion? What is it? What is your contagion? What are you taking in? That's what we're all thinking about. We're forced to be conscious of in and out. What's coming in? What's going out? Who are we affecting? Who's affecting us? Who are we doing? What are we doing? What is this? What's going on? So, it's very nice. It's very good.
Yeah, so that is one good thing that's coming out of this horrible event.
Is it horrible to raise a vibration of everyone and awareness?
Well, the way that it's going about is horrible. Yeah. The end result, when you don't consider all the people that have died, that overall result may be that people's vibrations have been raised, but at the same time, what cost?
Some vibrations, others are not raised. It's more awareness. It's more of a conscious note to oneself saying, watch what I touch, watch what I'm touching. Let's not breathe on them, let them breathe on me. Very conscious of this. How am I affecting someone else? How are they affecting me? All of a sudden, people are self-aware and hyper-aware of others, and vice versa. And it's like a mirror. It's like walking into the infinity room of Yayoi, the artist, and you have all these reflective mirrors bouncing off of you. That's what it's like. But what people don't realize is that's how we are every day. They just are now becoming aware of it. And people walking around in the shell don't even know what's going on around them half the time, or most of the time. Now people are, yeah, we should watch where we walk. We should maybe not run into other people because we're selfish. Just think about it for a second. It's quite an awareness. It's quite aware that how we can be here, how we can be there. Yes, all you people out there with loud, noisy, as you can hear another vehicle go by, it's probably a motorcycle. Think about it. You're disruptive. Why would you want to do that? Think about it. Be nice. Considerate. In this world, you must be considerate. You must be conscious. You have to be aware. You have to be localized. And you have to be world-wise. And so we say unto you that all those who are going to succeed and feed and be there and be aware in this new era, you have to be this way. I'm sorry to say that those who won't or who will not will go astray or away. Very sorry. It's a new world.
I do feel like there's a new world coming, especially after all of this is over. But I just have to ask, why does it have to happen this way? Why does something so horrible have to happen in order for good things to come out of it like this? Like, for instance, 9/11 brought the United States together, surprisingly. But it was such a horrible, horrible event. This is also an incredibly horrible event, but I do feel like it is bringing, even though we're social distancing, it is bringing people together in a sense, and it's bringing people closer to themselves. People are having to go inward. But why does it take these horrible events in order for good to come of the world?
It's more than one answer to that. But for a lot of the part of this question, the answer is, as a medium and media of the sorts of a human mass kind vibration, people in the mass sorts of things, mass media, medium of humanness, is lazy and complacent. They will do and love status quo for as long as they want and can. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that everyone can understand that.
They will not change. Why would they? Why would they want to?
Well, I think you can even just go back to Christian and my life when we were living in our old place. You know, it was in a dangerous neighborhood, and we were complacent about it for such a long time because we just were A, too lazy to do anything about it, or B, didn't want to ruffle any feathers, or, you know, whatever reason we could come up with. And it took almost getting broken into, literally having someone take a crowbar to our back door before we put our foot down and woke up
and said, "Do you hear that in the microphone? We're going to have Lauren keep that in, that noise, because that's someone who's inconsiderate." Now we're thinking upon to you, everyone be considerate. Come on. We're living in a world of mass majority, meaning there's more than one person here in the world today. There's another one. It's not nice or right. It's also the car manufacturers. What is up with that? What is wrong with you? Keep it up. You will go nowhere. Excuse the pun, because vehicles, of course. But these noisy feathers of these Fords and whatnot, and they're going to go away. Everything's going to be noisy less because of electric and whatnot. I think good luck for all of you who are.
I feel like it's a very, obviously it's a very selfish mentality to be that disruptive. And most of those people, I feel like, are oblivious to it. And
even they are being forced, though, to consider themselves and others right now.
Yeah.
And they're refusing, but they will.
Yeah, some people aren't listening. I feel like the younger, not to throw them under the bus, but the younger generations really aren't listening. We just heard today of a family member who just thinks her life is being ruined if she can't go out, and she's 20 years old. Even if she's putting Christian's father at risk, and which she would be doing, and yet just doesn't matter to her. So I feel like there's still a lot of those people out in the world, and even a crisis like this isn't making them stop and reconsider. And it's really sad.
Those are the people that will lend people into the hospital, will be in the hospital themselves. Those are the people that will lend themselves into the hospital. Or they may lend or tend to have other people into the hospital, and they will have the notice put on their forehead eventually, or rightfully immediately. This world is calling to everyone a checkmate, kind of, or just a check. Not a checkmate. Checkmate is sort of like you're done. But it's becoming into a check system. You can almost say it's a checkmate, but it might be a checkmate. Because it's coming into the world of you better be aware. Not beware, be aware. We're guaranteeing this. We're the guarantor of this.
I think you kind of said that in your New Year's prediction, that the people that are aware, the people that have done their homework, the people that have done their work, especially in 2019, they're the ones that are going to feel the benefits, reap the benefits of 2020.
We say upon to you, Christian and Lauren, to be happy.
You did say that to us the other day.
We keep saying be happy and have fun, and we don't know if this has gotten out to anyone, but we say tout yourselves, tout what you're doing. Say hallelujah, we're doing this, we're doing that, or we're having fun staying in, we're doing this, and we love it. We're having a great time in this coronavirus era because, well, hey, you've done your work, you've earned it, you have. You've done your work. You have no qualms, no specialities into the realm of watch out. Zero.
And why is the universe right now bringing that up? Why is that coming to head?
Because there's a leveling up happening, and And the governments are trying to be a part of it, which is why they're stepping in. People are trying not to be a part of it, ironically. It's too much for them, for most of them.
The people that haven't done the work.
Yeah. And it's hard for people who have done the work, and they'll tell you.
Yeah.
The ones that would tell you how hard it is are the ones that are most likely doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones who have done the work so much will be the ones that are having fun. Sorry to say. However, we are here to play with and this whole idea that you're not too well. You may be too late. No, you're not too late, but if you're just now. We doubt that you might have happened upon this podcast by happenstance, but there's no such thing as that or coincidence. But
I feel like anyone listening to this podcast right now has done their work.
Yeah. Retrospect, maybe someone may hear it and think, and they're not one of those, but we doubt it. But hey, if they have, we're reaching out there. We're happy to say that. Think of a pole, and you're a pole dancer. Yes. You're on the line. You are on the line. Sorry, but we're not. It's a call. It's what they say in the futures market is this is or stocks, whatever. This is a margin call. This is a margin call. You got to belly up. That's it. And if you have already been bellying up, you're gonna be standing on the bar top. If you're dragging, you're bellying up to that bartender, you're gonna be on the floor. Yeah. So we're sorry, but
I do have to say that even though Christian and I have done the work, and we know we have, and as much as possible, we've been trying to enjoy this time in quarantine. And for the most part, it has been enjoyable. But I will say we both, at different times, have had a lot of fear come up. Mm-hmm. So I do want to just say that even if you've done the work, even if you are, for the most part, enjoying your quarantine while being safe, it's still very natural to have fear come up. And that's also part of the lesson, maybe?
No, not really the lesson. It's just the process.
Oh, it's just the process.
Yeah, no lesson.
Okay.
Lessons no there. But the ones who are saying, F you, I'm going to go and, drive my truck and Jeep to the beach and play my loud music and go run around and be noisy, obnoxious, and get in everyone's face. Obviously, we're speaking hypothetically here.
Yeah.
But someone who's saying, F you, we're going to do this. We're going to do whatever we want, no matter what. We have news for that person. They're dead.
Well, not really physically dead. I mean, that is obviously a possibility, but let's not be that harsh. There are a lot of celebrities getting in trouble right now for comments like that.
Well, thank God we're not celebrities at the moment, but maybe one day we will. And then when people will hear, they'll say, wow, they were on it. But
you also mean it metaphorically speaking. You don't just mean that all the people that are being stupid about going out in the middle of this lockdown.
Those bullheads that are out there, whether it be a dumb, naive girl or a stupid jock, or however we want to say it.
Or, I know a lot of older retirees who just don't want to listen.
Crusty old retirees.
But they're not. I know some that aren't even grumpy that just don't want to stay inside.
Who?
I'm not going to name names, but...
Okay. Interesting. Yes. So we say upon to them and to you and everyone, okay. How do we say it nicely? They're dunzo? Think of the stripper pole.
But when you say denso, people think they're going to get the virus and they're going to die. But that's not necessarily true. So if they don't get the virus...
Right, all you hear is in the sea of vortices of the sound waves coming through your speakers and into your calculi of your ears, into your brain, and you're receiving this through sound waves. We're saying from our perspective, energetically, We're saying that dead. Now, does that mean that they're going to be walking around, moving stuff and playing stuff and buying stuff? It could be, yeah. But we're speaking...
Are you just kind of saying that their life is pointless then?
That's a little superficial. It's deeper than that.
Then what's... Okay, so from a spiritual perspective...
This might be a part 2 on this one, by the way.
Okay.
Because this is deep shiza.
Shiitake?
Shiza.
So then on that note, what is the benefit for a spirit to say, F the coronavirus and I'm going to do what I want?
That's not the spirit. That's the problem. That's their ego. That's their ego mind. That's the mind ego.
Okay. But they came down to this earth into a human form.
And they have an egoic override happening.
Okay, so when that spirit leaves that human form and goes and reevaluates their life.
Hopefully the sooner the better on that regard, because it'd leave the world a better place.
That is a very harsh thing to say, Vive.
It's the new world, though. Leveling up.
Okay, well, I will give you this. If they do leave this planet
are
and
not doing anyone any favors or benefit.
If they do,
behaving that way.
If those people do leave their human form, they can reevaluate their life in the spirit world and hopefully learn something.
Yes. The planet is evaluating their life and everyone's life as well as we. Everyone.
But then why is it that so many of the older people are the ones that are dying?
They're not available to evaluate. They're done.
But
They're
then
going back home.
So then why is it that the younger people and the older people, from my perspective, are the ones that are more likely to not listen to this quarantine?
Well, it's because the lied to and younger, lied to meaning they have no weight on their feet.
Right.
They have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
They're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And we speak frankly, but sorry, someone has to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But they're dumb. They're idiotic. And they think they are. But they are not enlightened. But they think they are.
Mm-hmm.
The older generation, well, they're just sort of done. They're done, and rightfully so. They've had a rough one because they've gone through. They probably grew up at the end of the Second World War, and there's some weird times and weird shit through there. 50s were awkward as hell, as we all know. 80s were a roller coaster beyond anyone's belief. So they're done. They're just done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that one phrase in Little Miss Sunshine where that grandfather says he's too old not to do drugs.
Right.
Like, who gives a crap?
They're kind of too old to listen to
They
this.
don't care. And we're here to say that if you were that age, well, you won't because you've already done this work. So when you're that age, you won't say this. But if you were their age right now, you'd be saying the same thing.
Gotcha.
Sorry. But it's fine. They're going to go home.
Right.
It's fine. It's not a thing. It isn't.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem. We don't matter. It doesn't matter in this. We don't matter. And when we say we don't matter, it's sort of this weird thing what we're saying. It's this dialogue, translations, like going from one language to another. Even though we're speaking English, we're originating from the spirit. So it's like translating from French or German into Chinese. It just will never, ever fully translate. So what we're trying to say is it won't matter, or we won't matter, or whatever. It just means that it's not a big deal. Go.
Yeah, and Abraham Hicks talks about that all the time, that death is just a transition. It's not that big of a deal.
No, just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
But I feel like our humanness takes it really hard because we feel the lack of or the absence of that person, and having just lost a few people actually in our lives, that absence is a real thing.
It is. But that humanness is the one who has that Ford Bronco truck, and it's loud and it's obnoxious and it cuts people off and it's rude.
Mm-hmm.
That's that humanness.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
What, you have to fight against it or move through it, or what are you saying?
are you speaking of if you are that person or if you're next to that person?
If someone finds themselves with that strong of a humanness, what can they do about it?
We don't know if they will ever see that. That's the problem at this point. Because it's at that point.
Right.
It really is at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, they may survive. But they're dinosaurs. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
They will become slaves in some weird way.
What? To their humanness?
Yeah, in the new world, they're going to become this sort of ironic slave. You'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're moronic. They really are. And the world will see that now.
Yeah.
It's true. It may take, we don't know how. It may not take any time at all.
Those people are already being called out.
Yeah. So, I don't know. The word left behind.
Left behind, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
The world is being born anew and they'll be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
They're bullheaded moronic.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to say, but this is becoming the time of the time now.
Mm-hmm.
It's margin call, like we said.
Yeah.
It's
a harsh reality, but I do feel that this new world is coming.
Yeah, c'est la vie. You know what? Ships sailed. It's sailed, and they've had time.
Yeah.
It's
just too bad that something.
No, it's not too bad.
Like this.
It takes it, darling, because moronic idiots out there will not see the surface as it may have been or will be or is.
Yeah. And I do feel like the people that were kind of on the borderline
they can struggle through and get there.
Yeah, no, and a lot of them have just in the last couple weeks.
They can pop up.
Yeah.
They can. And we say struggle through harsh words, but you know what? You have done the work and you have pushed hard and you have suffered. You have not suffered, you have just hard work.
It has been a lot of hard work.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers in order upon to you and anyone here saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So we say.
Well,
we did New Year's Eve when we're toasting and tasting champagne. So we'll all and any of you have done this way in this work.
You're applauding everyone who's done their work?
Or is in their work. They can be in their work right now. Yeah, it's fine. If they're moronically not, which I doubt they'll be hearing this, but maybe they'll hear in the background and they're like stupefied.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hearing it in their Ford Bronco. And we don't want to generalize. But
I like Ford Broncos.
So do we, darling. But it's sort of a general. Okay, they're Ford Raptor.
Okay.
They're Ford 2800 or whatever the freaking thing is. That's a monster.
That car that.
Yes. Yeah. That people say, thank God I'm in it because I won't get hurt, but the other people will.
Yeah, like the guy that rear-ended our car when I was driving.
Yes.
And then I still have shoulder pains.
Or the Christian boy who goes to church every day says that too.
Yeah.
So we're speaking into all of you on that. That's that moronic stance that does not know anyone around them that will get checked and mated. Mm-hmm. Sorry, but we're not sorry. It's time. So we say bon Dieu, cheerio, and we'll be here next time because this is more endeavors indeed.
And if you have any questions that you want Vive to answer, especially about the coronavirus or what's going on in the world right now and what all this upleveling means.
And we're sorry, but politically correctness is not in order.
Vive is not very politically correct.
We were not around when that was happening. So we don't have that, sorry. Nor does the spirit world.
Yes, that's probably true too. Well,
it says it like it is. And the coronavirus is exactly saying it the way it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry.
There's no BS with that virus.
Nope. Just like with us and the rest of the spirits world.
Okay, well, if you guys do have any questions for Vive and aren't afraid of a straight shooting answer, please send us those questions. You can write us an email at info@lifeofvive or write your question in the comments or anywhere on our social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, all at Life of Vive. And we also have a YouTube channel. We should be releasing some healing meditations on that soon. So please keep a lookout for those free healing meditations on YouTube, straight from Vive. And please stay safe. Stay safe and keep doing your work. And for those of you who've already done your work, bravo.
And if you die, you'll come back a better guy or gal.
On that note.
Yes.
Oh, man, really just laying it out there.
That's how we are. That's how we live. It's the way it is up here, darling. Sorry.
I mean,
Harsh.
I know you, so I understand what you're saying, but it is a bit harsh.
It's not, though.
Yeah.
Even Jesus said on the cross that today you and I will be in paradise.
There you go.
So, hey, if that's not harsh, it's not at all. It's beautiful, and that's how we speak as well.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all of this information.
Je vous en prie, darling. C'est un plaisir.
It's a lot to process, but
Ouais, absolument.
very grateful to be able to hear it.
Yeah.
And we'll have part 2 in a week or 2.
Or maybe sooner.
Or maybe sooner if it's necessary.
Corona sooner. Let me say upon to you that crack open that bottle, tip the top, be turbsy, have some fun. And, of course, as always, say upon to you and all of you, cheers, cheerio, sayonara, shishe, ni hao, adios, buonasera. You like that one, don't you? You always laugh.
Just because of the way you say it.
It's
cute.
fun to say it that way, of course. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Salut. Bonjour. Bonsoir. Bonsoiré. And André. Ciao.